Welcome students to the second session of Heads Up, and this is the first session for Fundamentals of Management. For all of you, I'll be taking two sessions with you. Today is the first session of Fundamentals of Management and the next will be taken on Thursday, same time. So let me introduce myself. I am Dr. Fehmina Khalique and I'm a faculty here at Lloyd Business School. Lloyd Business School has given me this opportunity to enhance my skills in relation to managerial skills and corporate skills, which I can impart to the students, which I can pass on to the next generation. And I love to be with students and I learn a lot from students. So it's a kind of a mutual exercise in the classroom that we have here at Lloyd. So first of all, welcome students once again to this session and welcome to Lloyd Business School. And your journey with Lloyd has already begun, and it's just a matter of time that the classrooms will also begin, the physical classrooms, and until then we are going to have this bridge course where you will be learning about several skills which are required for a PGDM student. Now that you have chosen this PGDM as a course for yourself in order to enhance your career and get good managerial skills, in order to get a good job for yourself, or maybe to have set up your own startups. These kinds of bridge courses are really going to help you build your skills when you join the real physical classroom. So it is going to enhance your skills and you'll not feel lost. You'll feel enlightened after these sessions, and you'll feel that you will know a lot and you can participate in the classrooms really nicely once you are coming for the physical classes very soon. Okay, so I'll begin with my first session. So my first session is about fundamentals of management. And one more thing I would like to tell students, that in case you have any queries in between the session, or you want to give any inputs, or you want to answer my questions, you can write it in the chat box, or you can raise your hand in case you want to ask something, or you want to add on something that I'm explaining today, and I'll give you a chance to speak also. So I'll begin. As you all know, that management is something where you manage things, right? So in fact, I give this example that mothers are the best managers. You all see your mothers every day managing budget, managing resources like financial resources, how to utilize the finances in less, how can I buy more, then resources in the refrigerator, how I can utilize the vegetables, fruits in maximum ways, So she's so creative, so innovative, and she has to think every day how to manage. And, she has to manage time. She has to see that everything is done on time. It's not like, you are late to school or you are late to college. She tries to, fix your lunch on time so that you are in school or college on time, right? Or, whoever is leaving, even if she is working, then she has to manage two things at a time. So I think mothers are the best managers. So I always give this example, and there is so much to learn from them, how they manage different kinds of resources so efficiently and so, nicely, that she can save an amount of financial resources, and she can save also like other resources like vegetables or fruits or any other resources. And, and she's also an event manager. Whenever there are guests, she has to manage those guests. She has to speak to them. She's the face of the house, and she has to talk to them in a nice manner. Even if she's tired, still she'll be managing to chit chat with them. So I always give this example, and you can always relate to it, I think, with this example. So who are managers, basically? Who are managers, and why it is important for you to learn that who managers are? Because you all are aspiring to be managers someday. You all want to look yourself after 5 years down the line as successful managers in successful organizations. So it is important to understand and ask this question to yourself: who managers are? And do I have those skills of being a manager? And if I do not have the skills, then in these 2 years' time, how I can develop those skills, how I can enhance my managerial skills. And if I feel that, yes, I do have the skills with me, then how I can polish those skills, how I can utilize those skills. So who managers are basically? Managers are those people who manage others. For example, your mother manages the maid of the house, how she has to take care of washing the utensils, cleaning the house. Similarly, a manager in a corporate world, in a corporate scenario, has to manage the team, because nothing works single-handedly. You need people to accomplish a task given to you. So how to manage those people, how to manage resources. So that is the reason, that is what managers do actually. Managers don't do anything, but they direct the activities of others, or they make out work from others. They know how to take out work from others. So that is the art of managing. That is what managers do. They know how I can utilize my resources by motivating them, by giving them incentives, by giving them a good pep talk, and by looking into the organizational efficiencies, looking into the organizational objectives, and try to accomplish those objectives efficiently and nicely. You can effectively you can utilize the resources of the organization without any wastages. You don't want the profit margins of the organization to go low. You want the profit margins to rise high, because what is the ultimate aim of any organization? To maximize the profit. So that is the bottom line. That will always remain there, to maximize the profit line of the organization. So you as managers have to work for the organization in order to maximize the profit and utilize the resources effectively and efficiently. This is the punchline. So I would like all of you to keep a notepad and pen ready, so that you may write down these points if you want to, or maybe you want to note down something from the PPTs. I can share the PPTs with you later on also. That is not an issue. But if you want to note down something, you are more than welcome to do that. Now, where do managers work? That is a very obvious answer to this, is that they work in organizations. But what are organizations? Now, this question comes, what organizations are. As a layman, you've heard what organizations are. I have seen my cousin working with Wipro. So Wipro is an organization. I have seen my mother goes to a school. So school is a organization. So, but there has to be a specific definition for an organization, which is that it is a systematic arrangement of people brought together to accomplish some specific goals, targets, objectives. For example, the objective of school is to impart education and to be affiliated to CBSE, to give quality education to students. And in order to accomplish these objectives, the organization needs faculty members, teachers, administrative staff, housekeeping staff. So these are the resources that a school would be needing in order to run successfully. So that is what an organization is all about. An organization is a place where the managers work. So you all will be working in an organization someday. And you all will have a lot of caliber, and Lloyd Business School tries to work really hard to provide good placements to the students. And luckily, by the grace of God, for the past many years, there has been excellent placements for our students, and they are working with excellent organizations. So what are the common characteristics of organizations here? It has a certain purpose or goals. It is built up by people. Nothing can work alone. As I said earlier, there has to be team, and there's a systematic structure. A shop near your house, is this an organization? Yes or no? Tell me. A shop near your home, yes or no? You can type on the chat box. Pawan, you are saying that this session is not audible. Am I audible to all? Okay, so no. Shalu is saying, yes, I am audible to all. And Anushka, Amna, everyone is saying that a shop which is near to your house is not an organization. Okay, a temple near your house. Is it an organization? No, it is also not an organization. So, okay, so tell me, college, Lloyd Business School, is it an organization? Yes, it is. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Good. So you all are answering. I'm glad that all of you are here with me and we are on the same page. So please do not wander here and there, and please be here because this session is really, really important, not only from your, perspective of PGDM, but also beyond that, because these kinds of sessions will be organized by Lloyd Business School in order to build your skills as managers, because you all will be working for organizations one day and we want you to be successful because that is our success, you know. So now you all know what organizations are and you all know that where managers work. Next, we will move on to the next slide. So what are the roles that a manager plays? What are the various roles that a manager is into? So, you know, basically there has been various kinds of roles, but Mintzberg has given 9 roles, specifically what managers do, managers करते क्या हैं organization में, और एक अच्छा manager बनने के लिए ये सारे role play करने पड़ते हैं. अगर एक अच्छा manager बनना है, successful बनना है लाइफ में, और सिर्फ एक मैनेजर ही नहीं, अगर आपको स्टार्टअप कंपनी अपनी ज्वाइन करनी है या आपको अपनी ओपन करनी है कोई स्टार्टअप कंपनी, उस केस में भी ये मैनेजरियल रोल्स, क्योंकि वो भी तो मैनेज करना पड़ेगा ना भाई, आपको वो भी मैनेज करना है ना. स्टार्टअप है आपका, उसको कैसे मैनेज करोगे अगर मैनेजमेंट टेक्निक्स ही नहीं पता है? और मैनेजमेंट टेक्निक्स कैन ऑलवेज बी लर्न. It's not like anyone is born with those techniques. You can always learn them. That is why PGDM is being run, and that is the whole idea, to make you aware about management techniques, to make you learn those techniques so that you can run businesses successfully. So first we will go to interpersonal roles. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of interpersonal? Interpersonal roles. Anyone, you can just write down if you want in the chat box. You see, interpersonal, बहुत बार सुना होगा ये नाम. आई एम श्योर ये ऐसा हो नहीं सकता किसी ने नहीं सुना है इंटरपर्सनल. और इंटरपर्सनल का मतलब क्या होता है? इंटरपर्सनल यानी कि दो पर्सन्स के बीच में, यानी कि दो लोगों के बीच में या दो एंटिटीज के बीच का जो रोल होता है वो प्ले करना होता है मैनेजर. सो अ मैनेजर इज सपोज टू प्रोवाइड डायरेक्शन एंड सुपरविजन टू बोथ एम्प्लॉयज ऑल्सो जो उसके अंडर में काम कर रहे हैं, प्लस मैनेजमेंट ऑल्सो जिसके अंडर में मैनेजर काम कर रहा है. अगर हम देखें एक हायरार्की जो बनती है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, उसमें टॉप लेवल होता है, मिडिल लेवल होता है और बॉटम लेवल होता है. तो इंटरपर्सनल रोल्स जो मैनेजर है वो हर लेवल पर होगा. So if you are working at suppose middle level manager, you're working as a marketing manager, so you have to report to the vice president. So you have to work as a person who is interacting with the top management also, and who is interacting with the team also under him or her. So that is called interpersonal role. You are just trying to become like a liaison between two parties, so that the work can be coordinated in an effective and an efficient manner. And you work as a figurehead. What is a figurehead? You symbolize the organization. You symbolize the organization's mission. People look up to you. If you are successful, if the way you are talking, the way you are behaving, if you are ethical, your team will be ethical. You are a figurehead. If you are corrupt, then team will also be corrupt. So you act as a figurehead. The manager acts as a figurehead of the organization. The manager acts as a leader of the organization. And who is a leader? Who counsels? जो काउंसलिंग प्रोवाइड करता है, ट्रेनिंग प्रोवाइड करता है, मेंटरिंग प्रोवाइड करता है, सो दैट जो उसके अंडर में उसके एम्प्लॉइज काम कर रहे हैं वो बहुत एफिशिएंटली काम कर सकें, इफेक्टिवली काम कर सकें. उनकी अगर कोई भी किसी भी तरह की कोई प्रॉब्लम है, इश्यूज हैं, उनको लेकर के वो अपने मैनेजर के पास जा सकती हैं या जा सकते हैं. राइट? अगर किसी तरह की ट्रेनिंग की जरूरत है, काउंसलिंग की जरूरत है, तो वो एक मैनेजर का काम है टू प्रोवाइड द वर्कर्स. And liaison, I have already told you, discussed with you, that it is coordinating between two parties, both the parties, top management and the bottom management. So these are the interpersonal roles that managers play in an organization. So next we'll move on to informational role. As the name suggests, informational role. The role of the manager is to obtain information and then pass on this information. So obtain कहाँ से होगी information? Obtain obviously होगी ऊपर से टॉप मैनेजमेंट में. टॉप मैनेजमेंट ने बोला भाई हम लोगों का इस बार प्रोडक्शन जो है इम्प्रूव करना है ना. इस बार डिमांड बहुत आई है इस प्रोडक्ट की. कार सपोज तुम कार की कंपनी में काम कर रहे हो और उन्होंने बोला कि ईवी के जो व्हीकल्स हैं उसकी बहुत ज्यादा रजिस्ट्रेशन हो गए और बहुत डिमांड हमारी इंक्रीज हो रही है इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल की. Suppose electric vehicle, say we take Nexon, Tata Nexon, and you are a production manager there at Tata Nexon. So the top management is saying that we need to increase the number of cars produced every year. We are producing 1,000 cars, but we need to produce 2,000 cars. So this is the information that the top management is giving to you as a manager. Now you have to pass on this information to your juniors, to your colleagues, to everyone, so that the objective of producing more cars can be achieved, right? So basically you are playing three kinds of roles in information. First is monitoring role, second is disseminator role, and third is spokesperson. Monitoring means manager can scan their environment for information like what is happening around them, that is monitoring. So you can always tell the top management, oh, we are already producing 1,000 cars, so we have enough resources for producing 1,000 cars and 1,200 cars, but we cannot produce more than that. So I think we need to have more resources for that. We need to have a bigger factory. We need to have more machines. We need to have more human, technical teams. We need to have more supervisors in order to achieve the target of 2,000. So that is what monitoring you are doing. And disseminator means to disseminate information or to pass on the information. So manager, whatever information is collected from the top management, the manager passes on to the subordinates and tells them that, look, the production has to increase. We have to increase the production. We need to work. If you are working 8 hours, we need to work 12 hours. You will be given, extra salary for that. You will be paid for that. You have to work on Sundays because the production has to increase. So this has to be disseminated to the subordinates. That is the role of a manager, to disseminate knowledge. And then comes the spokesperson. You all know this. Who is a spokesperson? A spokesperson is a person who is the person, like I said, figurehead. He or she represents the organization and people look to that person. And spokesperson is a person who speaks on behalf of people. Suppose there are certain grievances of the workers. They say, sir or madam, we can produce 2,000 cars, but then, our salary should be increased, overtime should be given to us, more bonus should be given to us. And things like these grievances can be presented to the manager, and the manager has to take these to the stakeholders, right? So this is the role of a manager. So manager passes on these grievances, these suggestions, anything or feedback from the bottom to the top, or objectives or strategies from the top to the bottom. So that is the role a manager plays as a spokesperson. Now another four kind of roles come under decisional roles. So that is decision making. Decision making is the most important role that a manager plays. Taking decision. Or one wrong decision means so many things can go wrong, right? One wrong decision of hiring a wrong person at the wrong place at the wrong time will lead to disaster for the organization. Then you will not be able to meet the targets. And if you're not able to meet the targets, then obviously the profit margins will decline. If the profit margins will decline, you'll be answerable. The manager will be answerable. So manager plays decision-making roles, which are like four basic roles given by Mintzberg here. I'm quoting Mintzberg. He has given four kinds of decisional roles. First is entrepreneur. I hope you know what an entrepreneur is. Can someone write it down? Just in one line, what an entrepreneur is? You all are paying attention. I can see that. Excellent. And you all have a lot of idea about this. I'm glad, really happy to see that. Ankit has written a person who starts own business with innovative idea. Yes. Vanshika has written an individual who is ready to take risk with innovation in existing business idea. Yes. Excellent, Vanshika. Ankit, doing a great job. So you all know who entrepreneur is. I'm so glad to know that. You all seem to be very enthusiastic lot this time. Excellent. I'm really happy to see all of you being participative, and I've seen and interacted with you earlier also, and I can see that this lot of PGDM is going to be very, very active. Okay, so as I was telling you, decisional role of entrepreneur is entrepreneur being of a manager is to be an entrepreneur. So a manager who is an entrepreneur, as you all know, is very creative, innovative, and solves problems in a very effective and an efficient manner, takes decisions which are really, really effective, takes risk also. An entrepreneur is one who takes risk. So another important aspect of decisional roles of a manager is disturbance handler. If there are any kind of dispute between two parties, there can be dispute between, there can be labor unions, some people can go on strike, there can be some disputes. So who handles these disputes? The managers handle this dispute. They try to calm down the labor union leader and the people that, okay, we are going to meet your demands, we are going to listen to your grievances, take your feedbacks, take your suggestions. So it is the manager who does it all the time. Okay. Another thing is that resource allocator. Of course, a manager allocates the resources effectively and efficiently. Which person will be taking care of which project, or which person will be handling what, will be sitting where, and how to utilize budget given to the manager by the organization. So how to use the budget effectively and in an efficient manner so that there are no wastages. And of course, the last but not the least is negotiator. A manager knows how to negotiate deals. Negotiator speaks really well when dealing with clients, customers, and they can negotiate really well in order to, convince them to buy a product or sell a product. It can be anything, or maybe to get a loan from a bank, or maybe they can negotiate certain things with the labor unions, with customers, with shareholders, with all the stakeholders of the organization. So these are a few roles. Very briefly, I have explained to all of you. Next is levels of management. So most of you know that there are different levels of management found at organizations, and it can be top level, middle level, and first line management, or bottom level, sometimes we say, but you can call it first line management also, where first line managers work, office managers, supervisors, department managers, team leaders, all these come under first line management. Middle level management comes general manager, plant manager, regional manager, and top level, of course, the C-suite. It is called Chief Executive Officer, Chief Operating Officer, Chief Human Resource Officer, Chief Information Technology Officer. So there can be a lot of directors of the company, president of the company, that come at the top level, and middle level are all the vice presidents, maybe, or general managers, regional managers, and first line managers are, of course, the team leaders, supervisors who come under these. So you should understand that there are different levels of management, and people or managers are found at all levels, and the first line managers have to take care of the bottom line, that is bottom level people like laborers who work in the factories. So office managers will do that. I'll come to the next slide, and as you can see that in this slide, it is given that top managers are responsible for certain things in the organization. For example, they create policies, they create practices, they create objectives of the organization, and they try to bring about change in a positive manner in the organization. Then they try to develop attitudes of commitment and ownership in employees. They try to motivate the managers under them so that they can be motivated to work in the organization. They are committed, they are engaged, create a positive organizational culture, and they try to monitor the business environment or economy as a whole. That is what is the responsibility of top managers. Then comes middle managers, and the responsibility of middle managers is to set objectives in line with the top management. So the top management, what the top management does it, they try to make strategies. Strategies are always made at the top level, and they try to make the long-term goals, like goals for 5 years, 10 years. I want to see my organization, the market share of my organization going more than 50% in 5 years' time. So this is the strategy that top level is making. So what middle level managers will do in order to meet the objective of getting the highest market share in 5 years' time, they will make own objectives in order to meet those strategic goals. Okay, so how they can do it? They can build up goals for each department. They can say, okay, we have to have मार्केट शेयर, हमारी जो कंपनी है उसका मार्केट शेयर देखो ऊपर होना चाहिए. अभी हम लोग 25% हमारा मार्केट शेयर है, इसको हमें 50% से ऊपर पहुंचा जैसे तैसे करके. तो हमको कैसे पहुंचाना है, हमारे सब डिपार्टमेंट्स को मैंने टारगेट्स दे दिए. प्रोडक्शन इंप्रूव होना है, प्रोडक्शन डिपार्टमेंट को दे दिया. मार्केटिंग में बोला सेल्स इंप्रूव करो. फाइनेंस में बोला बजट को जो है कंट्रोल में रखो. ठीक है, हमको और बजट अप्रूव करवा करके दो, सो दैट हम प्रोडक्शन इंक्रीज कर सकें, एडवर्टाइजिंग इंप्रूव कर सकें, सेलिंग इंप्रूव कर सकें. और हर डिपार्टमेंट को गोल्स दे दिए गए. तो जो मार्केटिंग डिपार्टमेंट है, प्रोडक्शन डिपार्टमेंट है, एचआर डिपार्टमेंट है, एचआर डिपार्टमेंट के गोल्स हो गए कि आप रिक्रूट करो, अच्छे अच्छे बंदे लेकर आओ जो अच्छी मार्केटिंग कर सकें, सेलिंग कर सकें, प्रोड्यूस कर सकें, है ना, एफिशिएंट हो. इस तरह के हमें वर्कर्स की रिक्वायरमेंट है. एंड दीज काइंड्स ऑफ एट मिडिल लेवल these kinds of objectives are designed, such objectives are implemented so as to achieve the top level management objectives or strategies. So basically setting objectives in line with the top management, coordinating with different groups, divisions or departments, monitoring whether the things are going on in the same manner that I am expecting or not. ऐसा तो नहीं है, कंट्रोलिंग भी है कि नहीं है, मतलब कहीं ना कहीं मॉनिटर भी तो करना है कि काम हो भी रहा है कि हमारे ऑब्जेक्टिव्स के हिसाब से कि नहीं. तो वो देखना भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. देन इम्प्लीमेंटिंग द चेंजेस, जो भी चेंजेस आप लेकर आ रहे हो उन चेंजेस को आपको इम्प्लीमेंट भी करना है और ये देखना है कि उन चेंजेस से कोई फायदा भी हो रहा है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का. नहीं, अगर कोई फायदा नहीं हो रहा है देन व्हाट्स द यूज ऑफ द चेंज, देन वी माइट एज वेल गो बैक टू व्हाट वी वर डूइंग. And if the changes are bringing upon certain benefits for the organization, then how to implement those changes, monitor those changes, get feedback for those changes is the duty of the manager. So first line manager, as I said, are those who take out work from laborers or electricians or people working on the factory, on the machines in the factory. So that is the major role of the first line managers. So they manage the performance of entry level employees. They teach entry level employees how to do their jobs. They make schedules and operating plans based on middle levels objectives. So they also make schedules. How everyday schedule is made by first line managers. Monthly will be made by middle line. Yearlies will be made by top managers. So this is how things are done in an organization. Then another kind of managerial skills required by managers. There are 3 kinds of skills which are, ultimate requirement of being a manager. 3 kinds: conceptual knowledge, human skills, that is people management, and technical skill, of course. So what is conceptual skills? Conceptualists that have that kind of intellect so that you can identify a problem, and after identifying that problem, you can take a decision in order to solve that problem. So that intellectual thinking of a manager is required. That is called conceptual skills. So conceptual skills are a must for a manager. Human skill is people management, how to talk with people, how to hire people, how to train them, how to take out work from them, how to motivate them. That is a skill which is required by managers the most. If it is only a manager who can take out work from others, if you as a manager cannot take out work from others, you are make a sorry figure for yourself in the organization. So you have to deal with people, you have to work with teams, you have to make the people work. And how you have to make the people work? Not by yelling at them, abusing them, but by being kind to them, understanding the problems of the workers, being nice to them, by motivating them, giving them some pep talk, giving them some training if they're not able to understand the work. So these are the requirements of a manager. And of course, technical requirements are necessary. If you don't know how to make a pivot table, you are not abrupt with Excel sheet, PowerPoint presentations, how you're going to work. You are expected to know all the technical skills required to be a manager. So anything required with your job, any technical skills required with the job are very, very necessary. So these are the 3 skills necessary for managerial students and management students as well. And you have to improvise on these skills. So as you can see from this diagram, it is very clearly given that top managers will have most of the conceptual skills. As you can see here, the sky blue line represents conceptual skills, and you can see the top managers will have highest of conceptual skills. Lesser will be possessed by middle managers, and of course least will be possessed by first line managers, because technical skills is something which will be possessed by first line managers, क्योंकि वो technical काम कर रहे हैं, machines पे काम कर रहे हैं, तो first line managers को सबसे ज्यादा technical skills मालूम होना चाहिए. ठीक है. और डायग्नोस्टिक स्किल्स की अगर हम बात करें तो टॉप मैनेजर्स हाईएस्ट डायग्नोस्टिक स्किल्स, क्योंकि और सबसे कम इंटरपर्सनल स्किल्स, बिकॉज टॉप मैनेजर्स आर डीलिंग विद लेस नंबर ऑफ people, but first line managers are dealing with highest number of people, so they should have highest number of interpersonal skills. They should, as you can see, light blue on your right, interpersonal skills. In the end, for the first line managers, you all can see the diagram. You all can see that first line managers should possess highest number of, like the most crux of interpersonal skills and less of diagnostic skills. So the core skills and their use in different level management, as you can see here. So top level management should possess conceptual skills, followed by middle, followed by lower. I've already discussed with you all these things. So this is what I wanted to discuss with you today, all of you. This was my last slide. So I'll be continuing in my next session on Thursday, more about fundamentals of management. And in case you have any queries, any questions regarding managerial skills, management skills, you can always talk to your mentors. They'll be very happy to guide all of you regarding this. They all are equally skilled and equally learned, and they can guide you, mentor you, and they are here to mentoring only. So you should be in touch with your mentors. You can ask any questions with them, whatever you want. And with this, I would like to end the session. So all of you, I'll be seeing you again on Thursday at 11 a.m. And at 11 a.m. we are going to have another session. And I'm also going to give you one assignment today. I want all of you to make one video. Okay, so please listen carefully. I want all of you to make one video where you're going to talk about your favorite corporate leader, your favorite corporate manager. For example, you can say my favorite corporate leader is Elon Musk. And why it is Elon Musk, what all managerial skills he possesses, what has he done. About his success story, you just have to speak 1 or 2 minutes. Or I can say my favorite corporate leader is Sundar Pichai. He is the CEO of Google. And he has shown caliber through what all studies he did, which school he went, management school he went, and how he has taken Google to such heights. So just 1 and 2 minutes. So you all have to make this video, record this video, and send it to your mentors, all of you. This is your assignment for today. You all have to do this, and you all have to share this assignment